Favorite memory these past 6 months? I still think one of my most favorite memories the past 6 months will probably always be my 200k Totsu. I always look back very, very fondly on that stream because that Totsu was the final push that I needed to finally study my hardest. I think that Totsu was the thing that lit the flame for me, like made me really become passionate in learning Japanese, because it is still one of my ultimate goals to bring together as many people as I can. I want to bridge the gap between as many people as I can, because there's actually a lot of really cool and amazing JP Senpai that I know a lot of EN audiences don't really know about, and I would love to introduce them more to like the EN audience and to like show off their skills and their talents, because they deserve it. They really do. I want to give back what I've gotten to not only my fans, but like everyone around me, like my friends, my senpai, everything like that. So that stream was the thing that ultimately lit the fire and made me so passionate about learning. And yeah, my ultimate goal still is like to bridge the gap, because I was actually talking to my Izumi Senpai a little bit a while ago, and I told him, I was like, hey, we didn't talk very much, but you inspired me to try to bridge the gap between other people, and you inspired me to try to help people in the same way you did. And he told me, he was like, hey, you know, you're already doing that, and I will be watching over you guys, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to play with you guys. So, I mean, I'm not just trying to make one or two senpai proud, but I'm also trying to make a lot of other senpai proud, like those that are here now and those that have been. So that kind of inspires me to work harder even more. JP Senpai you want to collab with? Every single one of them. Every single one, eventually, one day. One day. Every single one. I feel bad too, because there's a lot of JP Senpai that I talked to at first, and I don't really talk to right now. Not because we didn't find any like common ground or anything, but it's because I feel so inadequate in my ability to talk to them that I will literally be like, hey, let me study more before I actually try to talk to you. And I hope it doesn't come off in a bad way, but it's genuinely because I want to hold like proper conversations and make like proper friendships and whatnot. But there's a lot of people too that are also trying to do the same thing, that are like studying English too, and I feel so touched. The first person that comes to mind when I mention something like that is Toko Senpai, because I was practicing my Japanese with her, and she actually told me she was practicing her English with me a little, and she told me like, hey, I see all these people practicing Japanese, I want to try to practice my English a little too. And that really touched me. That really touched my heart. I was really I wasn't like emotional, but it made me feel really, really grateful that I have such amazing senpai. And it also kind of inspired me more to study harder, because if I have such an amazing senpai that's able to convey themselves with like the language barrier being like this, imagine if I can talk properly and make friends with, like, be more friends compared to now with these kind of people, you know? I feel like it would be one of the best decisions in my life, which is why I'm working so hard toward it. Because I feel like making friends with all these wonderful people would be one of the best things I could ever do. Who's the first JP Senpai you ever talked to? Actually, this is one of those senpai that I was referencing from before, where I told them to like to like wait a little so I could talk to them more. It was actually Todoroki Senpai. I think they were one of the first senpais I ever talked to. But my Japanese was so fucking bad because it was like the first month of me being in Niji. And I feel really bad, and I want to reach out to them again to talk to them because they were really nice about it. So I want to work hard because they're really sweet. They're a really nice person. Let me see here. Muto! Happy 500k and 6-month anniversary! I'm also a fan of Mayu, so I was very happy to hear about him from you today. I'm glad to be a Takaradachi. Honestly, Mayu Senpai, when I first joined NIJISANJI, I didn't actually know too much about Mayu Senpai. And there was one day when, I think it was like a month after I debuted, I got kind of interested because a lot of people would talk really highly about this guy that I didn't really know about. And I was like, I'm kind of interested. I want to look into it more. So I looked up clips, and I remember this one clip very distinctly. He was doing what was he doing? He was doing like a totsu, and no one was joining his totsu or something. And like it was a really funny clip. But the more clips that I looked up and the more like people told me about their interactions with him, the more I understood why people looked up to Mayu Senpai and why people held him in such like high regard. So before my inevitable departure in the future, I kind of want to do the same thing. I want to like, I don't care if people hold me in like a high regard or whatever, but I want to do the same thing that he was doing, like support other people, and whatnot. And yeah, just kind of pass along the torch, you know. Just kind of pass along the torch and do what I can for everyone else. Yeah. No, don't be sad. You gotta enjoy our time together, right? Don't be sad. Just cherish the time we have now, yeah? Cherish the time we have now. Okay. いってらっしゃい. Bye bye.